my God, guys. Wow, I'm up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was getting ready to get my daughter off the club, but I saw this news. I saw my buddy Kofi drop this video, and I gotta talk about this. Holy crap. Blackmagic is out for vengeance again. This time again with the URSA Cine 12K. It's interesting that I literally just yesterday dropped the my video talking about the sensor and why the 12K resolution for particularly that sensor is necessary. And well, today we get this news that the URSA Cine 12K is now available at almost half the price that it was at launch. Now, there's a but, and I mean a big but. You are losing a lot of different features and accessories with this initial one. So let's get into it. Let's go right into it. As you guys can see here, the Blackmagic URSA Cine 12K LF body for $69.95. To put this in perspective, I'll move myself down here. To put that into perspective, I'll open this up real quick. That is the exact same price as the RED Komodo X, a Super 35 camera that shoots 6K up to 80 frames a second. Very, very capable camera. Obviously global shutter. Fantastic. It's a fantastic camera. This is shooting 8K. It's a full frame 3x2 open gate camera with, while not a global shutter, it has one of the fastest readout speeds of any camera outside of really the Venice, and has amazing dynamic range. And it's the same price as this one. Now, as I mentioned at the top, there is a but about this. And the but is that if we go on here and I will scroll back down, they sort of tell you what is not in this, because they stripped out quite a bit of the camera. But for $69, you can get it for $69. So you can get the body. And if you have some of this other stuff already, you can just use what you have. But essentially, as you'll read here, this is the body-only model. So when you're existing accessories. So what is not included in this one versus the full one that's 15 grand, you don't get the top handle, you don't get the base plate, you don't get the power supply. You do not get the battery plate, which is kind of a big deal, and you don't get the PL mount. What you do get is the CFExpress Type B module, which has two CFExpress Type B card slots. I know some of y'all are going to be happy, but hold that thought. You might want to hold that thought for a second. And you get the EF lens. So you still get the EF lens, whereas the full kit, the $15,000 one, you get the top handle, the base plate, you get the 8 terabyte media module, and I'm going to go back to that a little bit more. You get the B mount battery plate, which you will need for this camera, and you get the PL mount along with the EF mount. You don't have to choose. You get both of those, and you get the power supply that comes with it. So you're going to have to purchase all this stuff separately. I think the first and the most important thing is the B mount plate, and because for those that don't know, you will need the B mount plate to really access the higher resolutions and even the higher frame rate options, because there's just not enough power from 14 volt or 14 volt batteries. Now you could probably try to find your own 26 volt V-mount or Go mount battery plate. If you have one of those around, you could definitely use those. But just out of curiosity, because I know a few of those go for like almost thousands of dollars. Well, how much is the B-mount battery plate from Blackmagic? Surely it's going to be like $800, $900, $1,000 as well. It's $100. It's $100 to get the B-mount battery plate. Let's look at the PL mount, because I know the PL mount is also pretty awesome because it also has Kokai technology, which allows that AC side to take all that metadata and allows you to focus pull as well. You know, PL mounts like that that costs quite a bit. So let's just actually, how much is Blackmagic's URSA PL mount that has Cook Eye technology? $400. It's, I think it's about the same price as the Mophage Poco. Let's see, drop-in D filter, which you wouldn't need the ND filter. Actually, no, it's cheaper. It's cheaper than that. Look, it's still, for a lot of people, $400 is going to be a lot, but for that, and it comes with Cook Eye technology, that is an insane price. Still, I don't know how Blackmagic gets away with these prices. The big price that's going to be paid is that module, and the module is pretty pricey. It is $1,700. So I know a lot of you are like, you know what? I'll stick to CFExpress Type B because wait, I'll get pretty much frame rates wise. Well, not exactly. So Blackmagic has already came out and basically said that if you guys go with the CFExpress Type B module, you will be limited to up to 60 frames per second in all recording modes. So 12K, 8K, 9K, Super 35, and even 4K, they're going to be limited to 60 frames a second. You won't be getting those higher frame rate recording options. So that's so one of the things that makes this camera so exciting is those higher frame rates. Now, for me personally, I think for a limited time, I would be okay with CFExpress Type B cards. One, I already have them, but so it's not an additional cost to me. But also, because I rarely ever shoot above 60 frames a second. There is a project that I've always had in mind with this, if I ever get my hands, and I'm working really hard to try to get my hand on this camera, that I've been very, very interested in doing, and I would need to shoot those higher frame rates. But obviously, I would need that 8 terabyte module. So, yeah, so some people were like, man, that's a lot. Is it really? Is it really? To put into perspective, the fastest right now, the fastest CFExpress Type B card that I could find that's currently available on the market is the Nexo Rage 1 terabyte, and that has 3,900 megabytes per second. By the way, people, that's still not fast enough to do all the frame rates that the module does. You still would not be able to do all the recording options at that speed. Just to be clear, even if they didn't hack it, it's not fast enough. That's $400. So 8 times that is $3,200. That is almost double. To get the same media space that you could get with that 8 terabyte, you're paying almost double of what you would pay for this to get the same media module space. So, now, to be fair, now there is, I do think there is a benefit, especially if you have no interest in those higher frame rate recording options. There's no limits in terms of resolution with the CFExpress. It's just really frame rate options. I do see a lot of people buying this particular set potentially because in terms of workflow, where you may be not ready to do maybe your DIT or whatever you set up is not maybe ready to have a workflow with this module, and going off of the 10 gig Ethernet port. So here you got 2 card slots. One fills up, you hot swap. All right, so you dump the cards like normal, which is the typical fashion. So that's where I see this becoming kind of a thing. But all this being said, you're spending about, if you just get all this stuff, this is still not, of course, including the B-mount batteries, which are like, I think like $500. Some of the more affordable B-mount batteries of high capacity are like $500, which you would need for this. How much is, the other thing you could probably say is how much is that URSA Cine power supply? It is $200 for the URSA Cine power supply. So, so if you were to get the power supply too, along with everything else outside of the B-mount batteries, you are looking at $9,400. But still, obviously, you're still missing the top handle. You're still missing the base plate. But hey, maybe you have top handles around before. So that, to me, $9,200 for a full frame a full frame camera that has somewhere between 14 to 15 true stops of dynamic range with readout speeds up to under 5 milliseconds. 3x2 open gate recording options where you could scale down to 8K and 4K with no crop on the sensor for $9,400. You got, let's put this in perspective. You got the C400, that's $8,000. So this would be $1,400 more than that camera, which has, and so that camera has what? Autofocus, okay, it has some digital stabilization. So these are things that may better suit for you. Maybe the form factor is a little bit better for you. The fact that it has a fully articulated module that you can place anywhere right there with it. It's not as battery consuming, but you do only have one CFExpress Type B slot where the one is SD. So trying to do relay recording is not very good. In terms of the raw recordings of what you could do in terms of dynamic range, the URSA Cine completely destroys the C400. And it's, with all this stuff, it's only $1,400 more. Probably, and then you're looking maybe $10,000. So maybe let's put, say, $2,000 to get a working package for this URSA Cine 12K. That's still pretty impressive. And then again, you're looking, the crazy thing to me is that we got a full frame 3x2 large format camera that competes with the RED V-Raptor in terms of image quality, frame rates, outperforms it in frame rates, competes with it in terms of readout speeds at the price of a RED Komodo X. That's the insanity part of it. So I had to put this, I got to get this video out here really quickly, but I would love to know, has this now sparked your interest? Maybe, is this something that you now maybe particularly looking at? Let me know what you guys think. I would love to know. Like I said, I'm working really, really hard to get my hands on one of these. So as soon as I do, I'll let you guys know. But as always, thank you guys for watching me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.